JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, an anime that most anime fans have heard of either from a friend or they have seen it online. Now, I'm going to be talking about part 6 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, so there are a bit of spoilers ahead. I'm not really going to go too much into detail about them, but I will commentate my opinions about certain parts. First of all, I think it was actually really great. It had the action, the intense storytelling, but even better this time, and even more great characters we were introduced to. I first read the manga like a few years ago, and let me just say, I was a bit surprised about the ending, but I kind of knew about it because people kind of spoil quite a few things about JoJo's because it's so popular. You kind of have to expect that for a popular series such as, I don't know, Chainsaw Man, Danganronpa. I didn't really in particular hate the ending, but it wasn't the best. I still liked it a lot though. At least it didn't end off with the 13th episode instead of the 14th episode, if y'all know what I mean. I'm glad that David Production was able to produce it, but David Production really could have released it weekly instead of just in 3 batches between seasons, which makes the anime not really stand out to a lot of people, and a lot of people didn't really realize that batches 2 and 3 were coming out until they were released and people were like, oh shit, it's on Netflix. Oh shit, it's out. But yeah, other than Netflix being a fuck up, it's all good. So for JoJo's Part 6, it stars Jolene Kujo, Jotaro from Part 3's daughter, who was in prison for, I'm pretty sure, murder on accident, and she was framed for it because of her boyfriend accidentally running over somebody. And then hijinks ensue, and then, yeah, just Part 6 continues. A lot of it takes place in Green Dolphin Street Prison in Florida, so that's pretty interesting. I also found it interesting how Jolene uses her stand. She had to be really creative with her stand, and you can see how she developed between each fight, because all her stand does is just she can unravel her body into string or rope, and then that's all. But she used that shit to do stuff like stitch wounds, to grab people, to like fit into small places. Like, that shit's so creative, bro. I think it's called Stone Ocean instead of Stone Free, which is a Jimi Hendrix song, I'm pretty sure. A lot of the stand names are still censored. Like Made in Heaven was just 2 words, Maiden and then Heaven. And then Sea Moon was SEE Moon instead of C-Moon, and so on. But that's just a minor thing. They still say the actual names in Japanese in the dub. So yeah. I would have to say my favorite episodes of Part 6 would have to be 11 through 13 of Batch 3 or Part 3, Part 6. Between each part, you can see Araki get better with his writing, especially in Part 7, which hasn't come out yet and probably won't come out until, you know, I'm like 25 or 30. Gonna be a pretty long while. I still haven't finished Part 7 yet. I'm like halfway through. I still need to finish it, but it seems pretty good so far too. I thought it was an interesting choice to put a female lead in this part. I think Hirohiko wanted to do it because, according to him, he heard from his editors like, people won't really like this. He's like, that's the point. That's why I'm doing a female lead. And I'm pretty sure he planned out the ending from the beginning. Maybe, just maybe, he planned it out to, a bit of spoilers, to reset the universe at the end of Part 6. And if it did really, really bad, which is always a chance, then he would have just stopped the series altogether. Or it was planned that he would have had to stop working for Jump since he switched to a monthly magazine for Part 7 and 8. I don't know why he did it, but he wanted to do a female lead anyway, so good for him. I really liked each character in the dynamic, like Weather Report having quote-unquote amnesia, which stems from the main villain whose stand stole his memory. The main antagonist, Pucci, was phenomenal. I loved what they did with this character. Araki did a great job portraying a black character because he didn't make him look like a stereotypical black guy that a lot of Japanese anime usually do. They give them like a weird look, like the ultimate farmer dude from Danganronpa, the anime. They also draw a lot of Americans as just white blonde people. I think that's just Japan, don't blame them. The way Araki writes, it goes from one problem straight to the another. So once the main characters beat one problem, another fucking problem happens, and another one happens. Like, oh yeah, haha, funny moment, and then some crazy ass shit happens. Like, oh, somebody's arm just got ripped off or some shit. There really does seem to be a theme of fate. I don't know if that's a theme throughout JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but fate seemed to be a really big one in Part 6, especially with the main antagonist really fetishizing it. Quick summary, there's a little child hiding in his little secret room, Emporio, who helps Jolene, and Hermes, who's like the Joe bro, who's like the Joe gal of the part. The stand Kiss. All the stands are kind of hard to explain. Like, for example, Kiss, she can take a sticker on something, she puts it on something, and it duplicates it, and then once she pulls it off, they recombine, and then that thing starts like breaking, or like it damages that thing. Yeah, there's a lot of stands that are kind of hard to understand what's happening, so you'd really have to get into the details of and look for yourself to try to to understand what's happening. But and then there's Anasui, the pink-haired guy that's trying to marry Jolene, and that's the only reason why he's helping Jolene in the gang, because he wants to bang Jolene. That's an admirable goal to risk your life for, I guess. I don't know, but yeah, he's still a cool guy. And then there's FF, the plankton stand, who's also the user. It's funny. Yeah, there's a lot of quirky characters in their bizarre adventure. I liked all the design. I would have to say my favorite character, my favorite design would have to be either Jolene or Poochie, because I loved how they did the hair, the posing, and the clothing were all unique, which is apparent in all parts, but I just liked those two characters and their features the most. I don't really want to spoil too much. I just want to say my thoughts or my opinions about what I thought about the part. It was really good as usual, but that's just me. You either love or hate it, or maybe in between a little bit, but it's usually love or hate. I guess I would say I loved it instead of hated it. But yeah, what are your guys' opinions about the part? And if you haven't seen it, I recommend that you go watch all the other 5 parts and then part 6, and then tell me what you thought. I rate it a 5 stars out of 5 and a 10 out of 10. If you guys liked the video, please make sure to like and subscribe for more content. My name is Cherryzero, and I will see you guys next time.